Hello YouTube, maiden ride with the Dissent and the Progression 4. Forgot to lower my seat. Gonna lower my seat now. Alright, riding locally like a mad lad. Man, the rear suspension is so soft at sag now, going into sag now. Let's see how this thing do as a trail bike. Got the pedal standing up the whole time. Super squishy. I have zero support when I pedal. It's really bobbing a lot, even more than typical in this position. Obviously, this stuff doesn't matter in the downhill. All right, first jump. I'm just gonna hike the bike through the rest of the way. Back wheel didn't want to pop off at all now. There were a few instances where I felt like I was pushing the bike into the lip and the front's up in the air, but the back wheel is still kind of like sucked to the ground onto the edge of the lip, and then it goes off into the air after it rolls off the corner. So that was a really weird sensation. I didn't understand what the hell was going on. I think the suspension was just too soft and it was not bouncing the bike up in the air, but it just kept tracking the ground. Right now the rebound feels a little fast. Oh, it's so smooth though. Oh yeah, that was almost a flat. Sweet. Here's the thing I normally hop off. At YouTube or GoPro, it's gonna look extremely unimpressive. I'm gonna take a shot from down here anyway. Height wise, it's probably from that launch rock, maybe 7 feet or so. Let's see if I can get a good shot of. As I was pushing my bike, I noticed I bottomed out my fork on that little hook to flat. Time to add more pressure. Is this the poppy setup I'm looking for? Now I might need to up my spring rate. Dropping. I don't know. I don't feel anything in the back end on this one. Let's see how it pumps through here. It's like I needed a pedal. The pumping did nothing. I'm just gonna try to go up. Feels like I gotta go so deep in the travel to even get any support. Front fork is fine though. That one bottomed out my rear suspension, or at least made the tire rub the seat. So what's the impression at position 4 with the stock spring rate? So far, it sucks. I always suspected the 400-pound spring was a little too light for me, and at position 4, it amplified it like tenfold. Feels like I was pushing against nothing. Zero support. And look at this. Like, this thing just sucks. It's so like supple off the top. The bike don't even bounce. It just lands. So I gotta update the spring. I'm not condemning the setup yet. Put a 450-pound spring and go from there. Or maybe the trails here are just too slow, which is also my first thought, because I'm not getting enough force to get into like the real progressive springy part. I'm just going through like the soft mushy part of the leverage so far. Keep you posted. Here you can really see that the back does not want to lift up in the air, which is not giving me an arc in the air. So after I sat down and thought a little more about what just happened and why the bike is doing what it's doing, I can articulate it better. And you know, this was kind of why I was afraid to set it at position 4 when I first got the bike, and I didn't want to waste it going to the bike park. Up until you get to the 130 millimeter travel mark, the leverage curve is way more stronger versus position 3 or 2, which means it's got more force acting upon the spring, which will make it more supple. Problem is, the factory 400-pound spring already felt a little light for me, even at 25% progression. At 30% progression, it was really sucked down in the travel. My pedals were super low, and it was actually contacting stuff on the side under my weight. And when I tried to push into the transition, it felt like I was pushing into nothing, like it was still going to the travel. Now, I was kind of basing this decision off the cascade link, where it raises the progression of a lot of these bikes to like from mid-20s to 30% progression. And what happened is, these are shorter travel bikes, so you don't need to go through a lot of travel to hit the ramp up mark. I don't think I'm even there at the speed to hit the ramp up, because it just kind of, like when I push, it's just going through all the soft travel part, and then it doesn't hit the ramp up till I land like to flat or something like that. So landing to flat, I felt nothing, which is great. Riding through the trail, I felt nothing going through the pedals, which is also great if you're into riding just fast. But I'm trying to chase that feeling that the Scott Gambler 930 gave, where it was just so poppy. And right now, I'm on a hunt for a 450-pound spring. So, see if that made it work. Yep.